Hi, this is Tom Greenwood from sydneyportraits.com.au and greenwoodmedia.com.au. So what is correct exposure? It's a slightly tricky term, and it may not be what you want to aim for in every image. But in this clip, we'll look at how it can help you understand light, tones, and how your camera works. First of all, correct exposure does not refer to what is creatively right for your image. As a photographer, that's a crucial question for each photo. Does the degree of brightness or darkness of the image help tell the story that you want to tell? Of course, that decision is entirely subjective. There's no correct or incorrect, only what looks good and what doesn't. Correct exposure is a technical term. Here's a good definition from the Canon website. The act of having correct exposure means your combinations of settings between aperture, shutter speed and ISO speed have produced a perfectly exposed image. When nothing is blown out, highlights, or lost in shadow in an image, it has achieved correct exposure. Here it's useful to consider the work of the towering genius of photography, Ansel Adams. Not only are his images amazing, but he was a major innovator in how we approach light and photography. Much of Ansel Adams' work was done in the days before colour photography took off. And when considering exposure, it's helpful to try and think in those black and white tones, shades of grey if you like, rather than colour. Ansel Adams developed the idea of a zone system, which divided the spectrum of tones from 100% black to 100% white into 10 tones or shades. A correct exposure doesn't have to cover all of those tones, but the middle tone should be that middle grey, here number 5. That grey, often referred to as 18% grey, is a tone on the spectrum that the camera's metering system is designed to average out the image to. It's aiming for correct exposure. Let's take an extreme example. Here I'm shooting in the most basic mode, green mode, so the camera is deciding all the settings, ISO, aperture and shutter speed, in order to get that correct exposure. I'm taking a photo of a well-lit sheet of white paper. To the naked eye, it looks very white. But when we view the image, it's grey. Let's try this poorly lit black mouse pad. It looks pretty black, but after a long exposure, the image itself is, again, grey. Looking at our two images, both are technically correct exposures. The camera has averaged out the tone of each to that middle 18% grey. But generally, of course, we want to see what we photograph as it appears through our own eyes. When all the elements in an image average out to around mid-grey, then the camera's metering will probably get it about right. I find this often works outdoors on a sunny day. But when the image is predominantly dark or light, it will get it wrong. This explains why so many amateur shots taken with automatic exposure are either too dark, if say there's a bright background, or too bright if there's a dark one. The camera is averaging out the whole image for a correct exposure. Consistently getting the right exposure in a creative sense is a long journey. It's essentially what learning photography is all about. But understanding the concept of correct exposure is a good start. Finally, I'll leave you with a mention of an Australian photographer named Trent Park, whose exposures are anything but correct. Instead, his early work takes an incredibly creative approach to extreme contrasts of light, with extraordinary and sometimes spooky effect. Thanks, and happy shooting.